Yo, what's up guys? It's me, Blade the Comic Nerd, and today, you already know what's gonna happen. I'm reviewing Teen Titans Go. Yes, I know. This has been a long time coming, and thank you guys for staying with me. 207 subscribers is amazing, just to me. I know it might not be a big number, but it's huge to me. We are close to getting 300, then 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, but thank you guys. Just thank you. I've not done reviews for a while, and I know that I don't do these all the time, but thank you guys. This really means a lot to me, and I thank you. I'm trying to get into cartoon reviews. Those Theme Year reviews have been really useful, and I love reviewing those, and those are some of my favorite reviews I've done. Thank you guys just for staying with me, my channel. And today, you already know what I'm reviewing. I'm reviewing Teen Titans Go. I'm reviewing 3 episodes. There's 3 episodes that address the critics, and these are the most controversial episode. Teen Titans Go is already a very controversial show for most people hating it because it's a reboot of the original Teen Titans. Now, at first, I thought Teen Titans Go was okay. Turns out, I was kind of lying to myself. Kind of like Thor's prequels, which I kind of not that good. But episode 3 is pretty good. But Teen Titans Go at first was not really a great show, more of an okay show. But the more the show gets the hate, the more the haters and not the critics, but the creators act like children. They keep addressing each other. Now, I have no problem with you addressing critics once, twice, okay, 3 times. Think you're a little too much? 4 times, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Teen Titans Go is a very hated show through the internet, and I do understand that. I used to dislike the show a lot, but my hate has tended to die down for a while, so I don't really care if the show still goes on. People are like, oh, cancel Teen Titans Go because the show sucks. Yes, the show does suck, but people need to realize that show makes tons and tons of money. It's a huge show. People need to realize that it's a really big show. People need to realize that it makes tons of money. Yes, it is a bad show, but I understand kids love the show. Oh, because they're throwing down kids' throats. Even you as a kid, you didn't know between the difference between good or bad shows like Johnny Test. I thought Johnny Test was good when I was little. Yeah, it was a really, really bad show, to be honest. There's a lot of bad shows that we can look back on and think that they were good at first, but once you rewatch them, they're pretty bad. Like, really bad. I can't name any names. I mean, Mighty B, that was kind of bad, I'm just saying, but all grown up. Yeah, but there's a lot of shows like that are really bad once you look back at them. And yes, kids love Teen Titans Go. It's the new SpongeBob for Cartoon Network. I have no problem if they cancel the show. Just maybe fix the scheduling for other shows like OK KO and Clarence. But listen, everyone, kids love this show, and you have to realize that. They really do. Okay? They love this show. This is the new SpongeBob. This show makes tons of money. People need to realize that. That'd be the dumbest idea, because someone's on the internet that the show sucks. Now, the creators are petty enough to care about what someone says on the internet. Yeah, that's kind of petty, but CNN really doesn't care what your opinion is, that unless they're making tons of money. If the show is bad and everyone thinks it's bad, they might throw it away. But if they make tons of money, who knows? But just Teen Titans Go. Yes, everyone's talked about it on YouTube. Every single cartoon reviewer has talked about it, and I'm very much aware of this. I've seen a lot of reviews of people talking about Teen Titans Go, and it's just insane. Yes, Teen Titans Go is not the best of shows, but I've seen worse. I've seen worse shows that kids can watch. Not inappropriate, but just the animation and the jokes fall flat all the way. But Teen Titans Go, it's a bad show. It really is. It's a really bad show, but it maybe has a couple good jokes. That doesn't mean it's a good show. If a show just throws jokes to the wall, eventually one of them's gonna make you laugh, but it doesn't make it a good show. That's kind of my biggest problem with the comedy in the show. I'll talk about all that once I get to the reviewing part, which I am. I'm trying to make this video really long, if you guys can tell. That's why I'm talking about this for like 5 minutes now. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and just 200 subscribers has meant a lot to me. 250, we're close to 270 right now, and we're probably at it right now, but thank you. I know I joke about me doing videos just to get YouTube money, which is kind of a lie, since most of my videos aren't monetized. So, more these are just doing for fun, and just to throw out my opinion. My videos are going to change a little, maybe with some of the editing. I am trying to fix some of the editing, which I know my editing isn't that great, and I do apologize for it. I really do. But I will make different content. I do plan on making a top 10 anime list, which is probably gonna happen after this video comes out, maybe eventually and I do plan on reviewing more cartoons and just cartoon episodes and more addressing certain stuff about it. I wanted to do some stumping for Halloween, do like a week of Halloween videos, which I have to finish those for a while. That's gonna take a while, but yeah, school, it's been summer and I've done a couple videos, and I do apologize for not really focusing on them, but thank you guys. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for enjoying my content. I know my channel is kind of a graveyard for the dead, but just thank you. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. This took me a long time to make, and just thank you. I know I'm going on a tangent. I know I sound like a broken record. I'm me saying thank you, but you do not know how much this means to me. But thank you. That's all I can really give to you guys, and I will get into the review. But just thank you guys, and I'm gonna take more suggestions, okay? Finally am, so I'm gonna take more suggestions, and just thank you for doing all this for me. And let's get into the review. I'm sorry for how long this has been, but let's get into the review. Now, let me briefly talk about the animation. The animation is made in Flash. Now, Flash is not a bad thing. You can make some really good shows in Flash that you can be really lazy with Flash, or you can make some really great shows in Flash, because pretty sure Mega XLR, or I think it was it was something like that. I think it was Mega XLR. No, it was the other show. I forgot what it was called. It was this one show. It was made in Flash, and it looks amazing. I'm pretty sure the Tron cartoon was made in Flash too, but you can do a lot with Flash. Flash is not a bad animating. It's far from it. You can make a lot with it. That you can be really lazy with it if you wanted to, but you can make amazing stuff with Flash. The animation is okay. I mean, it's kind of the chibi version of the original Teen Titans. It's kind of interesting. The backgrounds at first were kind of cool, which I'm not going to talk about those, but if you don't come on the TV show, the backgrounds are quite interesting, and I think they're interesting, but due to the characters, they look kind of bland. There's no specific art style. They kind of have they don't really have the anime look of the original Teen Titans, but they look okay. I mean, there's nothing really that bad about it. It's nothing really interesting. It's just standard. The animation doesn't have no pop to it. And it's just nothing really that stands out for it. It's not bad. It's just that it's Flash, and you can be really lazy with Flash, or you can make something brilliant. But they haven't done anything that's really good. The animation is just decent. I mean, it's not like it's like falling apart, but they could really do better with it. The lip syncing and voice acting is really good because it has the original cast, and the original cast, they seem like nice people. So yeah, but okay. I mean, the voice acting is perfect. It's nice. The lip syncs really well, because I've seen a couple shows where the lip sync doesn't look all that great, but it's pretty good. I really got nothing to say about it. Now let's get on to the characters. Now then, the characters are, I'm not gonna say atrocious, but at certain times they kind of blend into being the exact same character. Robin is the leader. He yells at them. He sometimes hits them. Kind of crazy. Yes, I know this is kind of a parody of the Teen Titans, if you could so call it, if you get what I'm saying. It's sort of a parody of the characters, but it really doesn't show that they kind of understand the characters from the original show, which is kind of a big disappointment, since the creators have confirmed they never watched the original Teen Titans, which is kind of idiotic if you're making a reboot and you never watched the original show or original movie. It's kind of questionable, or read the book, whatever, but it's kind of questionable. But this Robin, I mean, he's kind of a sadder and depiction of the current Robin, which he tries to be the cool kid Robin, but ends up falling flat and being one of the saddest characters in Teen Titans. He's a parody of Robin, which I can fully understand, and is more of a crazy psychopath at some points, and probably has mental issues, which that one episode where he tried to turn into the whole team was attacking gnomes. That episode was very disturbing. But yeah, Robin is just a sad pile of himself. He's also sometimes a clean freak, like Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls, which we'll get to that Powerpuff Girls a long time from here, but I'll eventually review that. But yeah, Starfire, her personality is friendly, I guess. Her personality is kind of boring. In the Teen Titans, she had a personality, but it wasn't that interesting since they never really continued her arc, but she had a personality in that show. In this show, it's just that she said after all that, like she doesn't really know English that well, which I understand. In the original Teen Titans, she said it a couple times, but she wouldn't overuse it, because this show they overuse the joke a lot. Like, oh, you mean by the bathroom, or this, or the ambulance, or the movie theater, or we're gonna see the. It's just, that's the one joke she is. It's just like she doesn't know complete English, and she also loves cats and animals, which I can kind of understand. She had Silky and stuff. And I think she also might be a furry. that was a joke. I mean, hey, I got no problem with furries, but that was a joke. It was a joke, everyone. Okay, calm down. Cyborg. He's missing that kind of cool Cyborg from the original Teen, because Cyborg is my favorite. Besides him, Robin and Cyborg are my favorite Teen Titans characters besides Raven. But Cyborg and Robin, Cyborg. But Cyborg, he's just the party dude who likes to hang around, be loud, eat pizza, and just be cool. He's just like Beast Boy. They're kind of the exact same character. That's literally all they are. They always hang around. They always have the exact same sort of personality. I have no problem with that, but they really don't stand out as characters. They really don't. They're not really big characters. Beast Boy kind of has a character, but Cyborg is just kind of a more toned down version of Beast Boy from the original show. And that's something I really didn't like about Beast Boy in this. Not Beast Boy, but Cyborg. And to be honest, in the original show, I'm pretty sure Robin and Cyborg were more closer friends than Beast Boy and Cyborg. That kind of was towards the end of the show, but in the beginning, Cyborg and Robin were kind of best friends. Not best friends, but they hanged around more, because the first one they got in a fight and stuff. But they hanged around more in the original series, yeah. But yes, Raven. She's kind of the straight man of kind of every single episode, but then sometimes she isn't. And sometimes she's just ex machina, where she can solve any problem from her spell book. I have no problem with that, but it's just that she literally can resolve the conflict or start the conflict in literally every single episode. Most episodes, she's the one who starts the conflict, tells them that it's evil. She's just the straight man of this, which she sort of was played out to be. That was more of Robin in the original show, was more the straight man. But she just she beats up her teammates for no reason. And original show, she tried to keep her emotions intact, and if she did, she would have, freaked out and then maybe killing someone like she did with Dr. Light. She didn't kill him, but, tragically scarred him. In this show, she's a brony, Pegasus or something. And yes, I used to watch My Little Pony, I think, twice. It was on a race show, but it's because Tara Strong voiced Twilight Sparkle in MLP, which I found that about. But yeah, she loves Princess Peggy horses, whatever the show was called, but she's just played off to be the straw man of the series, which is kind of boring. She has sort of a personality, which I really wouldn't say is that big, but she's kind of the most interesting character. Besides, she's kind of the best character in this series. Just besides Robin, she's the only one who really has a stand-up personality. Everyone else just kind of blends in, because some episodes, the personality will be completely thrown out the window, and they'll act a completely different other way. Now, I have no problem when characters change and stuff, but they do a 360 every single episode. Maybe one episode, Raven will be mad, and she'll tell him not to do this. The next episode, she'll be the foolish clone who wants to make jokes, and
It's just that they do this all the time, and it's just like, I don't know if these are the same character or different incarnations, but there's no, like, continuity. That's not a real word. I forgot the word. Just with their personalities, they just don't. There's just nothing with their personality that really just stands out. Only with Raven, she has an alright personality, but that's really all. That's all I can really say. And I also found this. I thought it was funny. That's about the Waffles episode. We'll talk about that in part 2. Yes, I'll talk about that episode in part 2. But yes, it's a beautiful image. I hope you guys enjoy it. I didn't make it, but I found it. And I found a lot of weird images of Teen Titans Go, which I'll talk about later. And there's a lot of weird Teen Titans Go memes that it's bad and stuff. Yes, the show was bad, but these memes are even worse than Teen Titans Go because they really aren't that funny. That series is horrible. Oh, he burns it. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's not that funny. But Teen Titans Go did have 2 good episodes. The episode with the Powerpuff Girls, which wasn't that bad. It was more because the Powerpuff Girls acting like the Powerpuff Girls. In the reboot, they don't really act like the Powerpuff Girls, but they act like Powerpuff Girls in this episode, and they insult the Teen Titans a lot in this episode, which I think there are way better characters in this. I'm saying this is probably a good episode of Teen Titans Go, and they have 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, whatever the name is. I'm pretty sure it's just 20%, 40%, 60%. But to be honest, the story is kind of boring, but the animation's where it shines. I know this is done in Flash because you can do a lot in Flash, and the designs are kind of cool. How they all just kind of like that 80s, 90s mix of post-apocalyptic. It's a cool design. I actually really do like it. It's really cool. Even and Beast Boy has a rat tail. Just want to say that, but it's a really cool design. I like this. That you can do a lot with Flash. People don't realize that. You can be really lazy with it, or you can make something like this. And they also did like a weekend marathon about these episodes, which I heard was bad because they just kind of reused the same plot in different backgrounds. And I heard it was bad, but also people say it was just, alright. They knew people liked it, so they decided to make this weekend marathon series, and that was interesting. I have not seen it yet, but I do plan on seeing it. Maybe I'll one day review that, the whole weekend series, whatever, but maybe I'll one day review that. And it's also an action series. Is there a lot of action in this show? Not really. There's like quick punches and kicks, but a lot of the action doesn't have that hit or kick, doesn't have that feeling of you're in that moment. With Powerpuff Girls, they'd have like a loud punch, a loud hit, a slap, a black and white screen going flashing off. In this show, it's just a missile or Raven use her hand powers or blast. There's nothing really that cool about it. Maybe an explosion comes out of nowhere and whoosh, bloosh, an explosion is just generally kind of boring. It's still alright, but they could do a lot more with this action. And I understand it's an action comedy, and they're trying to focus more on comedy in this show, which I definitely do understand, so that's why they kind of shorten focus on the action, which the action is generally okay, but I would like if they had more flashes, more punches and kicks, not kickies. That's kickies. It's not a word. Yes, that's an official word. Kickies. I'm gonna make it a word. Someone put in the comments how you pronounce kickies, please. And I also found a lot of weird fan art of the characters kind of, mixed in. It's just kind of interesting to me, and it looks kind of creepy. Especially Beast Boy. But I don't know why I'm talking about this. Now then, let's get into the episodes I'm going to review. Which the first one is Let's Get Serious. Let's get serious. So then, the episode starts off with a pretty cool intro. It's called Let's Get Serious. And yes, that's true. This episode's pretty controversial. It mostly talks about the Titans not being that serious, which I have no problem with superheroes not being serious. It's alright. But I'm pretty sure there's also kind of a commentary on the DC EU, which is the DC Cinematic Universe. Or I think that's the CW universe. But I think it's kind of a commentary on the cinematic universe for DC, which kind of serious, no one's smiling, and no one really being kind of out of character, especially with Superman, which I talked about in the every Superman review, and yes, I know. But it's like a pretty cool intro, something cool is gonna happen. Then suddenly, the Hive are stealing some stuff, and Robin's trying to give a pretty cool quote, Beast Boy ain't also tired of making farting noise while he's talking, and suddenly, Raven makes, well, not suddenly, but Raven tells Robin to have a laugh once in a while, which is kind of out of character. Raven really was a person who hated jokes, which is kind of a really weird character twist to Raven, which is kind of weird to me. But then suddenly the Young Justice appear, they beat up the criminals, and they take them to jail. And we got Superboy, Miss Martian, and Aqualad. And I've not seen Young Justice in a long time. I need to rewatch it. I heard season 3 is coming out. I do plan to review it. Maybe 1 episode or 2 episodes are really good. Or I'll do a top 10 maybe. But yes, Young Justice season 3. But yes, I know. But yeah, this is pretty cool. And they show up. This is kind of a cool cameo. So Aqualad talks to Robin, telling the teens that they're a disgrace because they're immature, which I can kind of agree with. They're not really teens. They're more of 5-year-old kids who try to act like teenagers who are just really, really immature. Because these guys are really immature. They do pie content. I have no problem with that, but this is just... I understand they're really out of character and they're really immature. I feel like what Aqualad is saying is kind of personal, and it's kind of... He's kind of the fans. This is kind of what the fans are saying, that the show is too immature. Yes, this show is very immature, and I do understand why, because it's more aimed at kids. I definitely do understand that, but... At least have some dignity, or have something funny that the kids can understand or think about. Which, this show is not a smart show. I have no problem the show isn't smart, but the only thing it does just does nothing great, nothing funny. I can really say little kids would see that something that's different. It just repeats the exact same jokes. Some of the episodes are kind of the exact same, and I feel like what Aqualad is saying is very personal to the team, which you guys are talking about yourselves, so... You guys know that there's a problem, and you guys don't try to improve it. Now, I understand this is kind of with me too, which I say my editing sucks and I don't try to improve. I am trying to improve, as you guys do not believe it, but I do try to improve my editing. With this show, it constantly knows that the show was stupid and the jokes fall flat and the animation is not the best. They don't improve with it. They don't try anything to improve. They just point it out. That's kind of what I don't like about like fourth wall jokes, that you know your show sucks or you know your content sucks. And that's what I kind of don't like about certain humor like this anymore, because anyone can now do it. Anyone can say, oh, my channel sucks, or this thing sucks, or... It was really supposed to be a smart thing, but now anyone can do it. Even the idiots who made Titans Go can do it, which I'm not trying to be offensive, call them idiots, but you said some dumb things in your interview, which I can maybe get to the next review, but you guys said some pretty dumb stuff. But, yeah. So, Raven, Starfire, and Jinx get broken out because they're idiots. I don't know why they broke it out. I think it's because more just a reference to, I guess, some fan service, because they had Girl Night Out before, I guess, which I guess is interesting, sure. But, yeah. So then they decide to get serious, and this scene is absolutely atrocious. I do kind of like it, how they kind of look like current superheroes and they're really serious. Kind of reminding me of Ben Affleck. I do really like it. There's a little song talking about how serious they are, and yes, it's a weird, really weird, serious song, but it's a weird design, and I thought it's cool. And it's just cool. I like the designs. Kind of reminds me of Michael Bay's Transformers with the really seriousness, and just, jeez, they look so ugly. They really do. But I guess that's kind of the joke, that they're really ugly, and it's not that funny, but sure. So then, Robin asks Cyborg if you want to sing a song about waffles, and Cyborg says that he's too morally conflicted. And geez, they look atrocious. That's kind of the joke, that they look atrocious, and it's kind of a joke about Michael Bay Transformers, how serious, and they kind of all look like a weird version of Ben Affleck's Batman, which is the really seriousness. It's interesting. Also, Starfire tries to kiss Robin, and boom, gets rejected. And god, jeez, that jawline is terrifying. Look at her jawline. I don't know what's so wrong about it, but it's weird. But yes, they're now a more cooler, more edgier version. Looks like a CW Teen Titans. Maybe if the future comes this far, they're kind of gonna look like super edgy, super buff. The joke's not that funny. They're trying to address critics, which, okay. They're not really addressing us. You're just saying we're being serious. But you guys aren't listening. You guys are just acting kind of like idiots. You guys are thinking how we want you to act, where you're just saying, oh, we're serious now, we're more conflicted, so we can't be funny or goofy in this. They really aren't listening. They want to hear what they want to hear, which I do understand that, and the haters want to hear what they want to hear, since not everyone in this fight isn't the best. The haters are bad too, and the creators are not listening to the people who are trying to help them improve. Either you can listen to them and help you improve, or don't listen to them at all. Because you guys are already really good at not listening at all. So why don't you just stop listening to us and what we're saying and just do what you want to do? How about that? You guys are making tons of money. So why do you care what someone on the internet really says? I know I'm repeating it like a broken record, but seriously, why do you really care? I'm just saying. So then, the Hive's about to unleash their nuke. I don't know why they have a nuke. That's pretty terrifying. I don't know why they would use it, but they do it. And the Titans are sitting right there looking all edgy, dark, and cool like for some reason. And they're just making weird quotes and saying, "Oh, I'll lose my humanity," and I'm such a driven character, I'm such an interesting character. Be honest, you guys really aren't that interesting, you guys are really failing at your jokes. I know I do sound mad, but to be honest, I'm really not. You guys really aren't interesting, and you guys are kind of falling flat with this joke now, I'm just saying. And then they go in looking all edgy, and Beast Boy looks like a Minecraft character, and Jesus Christ, Raven's jawline. Everyone has some weird jawline. Cyborg looks like he has a tumor on him. Beast Boy looks like a Minecraft character. Starfire's jawline is terrifying, and Raven looks like Captain Chin. I don't want to be next to you guys. I'm afraid your chin's gonna cut me, or Beast Boy is gonna mind me. Looks like a Minecraft character. Jesus, this just looks. It's just kind of. It's supposed to be edgy and jokeful and perfect, but it doesn't. It just looks disgusting. And look, you kind of fail with your joke and looking all cool and edgy. It kind of fails with it. I'm just saying, it really did fail with this joke. And for some reason, I just want to mention they talked to the Hive about releasing the nuke and they're trying just sound all edgy and cool. Also, why does he have an AK-47? He has let me go back. He has an AK-47. So if you just want to know, he intended on killing the Titans on fire. He has an AK-47. I don't care if he says a laser. That is an AK-47. He intended on killing the Titans with the gun. If they wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have shot one of them with an automatic rifle. That looks like a stock image of an AK-47. That is funny. That is so misplanned, but it's kind of funny. And so then they begin beating up the Hive, which that's actually a pretty cool design, I would say. It's interesting. And Starfire looks terrifying. I don't know. She looks like a really buff lady that I don't want to shake hands with or be close to because I'm afraid she's gonna break my arm. And they beat him. I don't know what's wrong with his hands. They're really small. He got baby hands. I'm not talking about Robin. I'm talking about Mammoth. She electrocutes him. I don't know why she got all serious. I don't know. I don't know why she's trying to kill her. I don't know if she's killing her, shocking her, stunning her, or something. And Beast Boy punches him, which he lost his AK now. And Cyborg blasts the evil glasses guy. And so then they launched the nuke because they were too late beating up everyone. And guess what they do? Guess what they do? So what they do is pretty silly. This is what happens. This is literally what happens. I know they're trying to be serious, but this isn't serious. This is kind of childish. I'm just saying. I know they're trying to be serious and edgy and stuff, but it's kind of stupid. I'm just saying. So then, the Young Justice come back and they tell them that they did some pretty good heroic savoring. They did some pretty good heroism. I'm sorry we're pronouncing stuff. I sound stupid, and I do apologize. And Aqualad tells them maybe a little too serious. And Cyborg tells him that he doesn't know because he's morally conflicted with being half machine and half man. This episode kind of fails with a lot, which I'll get to later. So then, after that, Beast Boy gets out mad with Cyborg for drinking his juice, which is kind of petty. So you guys are being serious, not being children. You guys are splitting up teams because of children. And Cyborg says that he enjoyed every single bit of it, and he apologizes. And it's just stupid. And they start screaming, and they get really close in. Kind of looks like Justice League Cyborg, which is kind of weird. And Raven starts screaming, Robin starts screaming, Starfire starts screaming. And suddenly, the whole place explodes. And the Teen Titans are broken apart. Robin tells them that everyone's leaving. Starfire still looks like a really buff woman that I don't want to mess with. Kind of looks like Zarya from Overwatch, but more terrifying. Raven looks like a man, and that chin, Jesus. Beast Boy looks like a Minecraft character. I guess he went back to Minecraft to go build some brown bricks. That's an old meme, I know it is. And Cyber went to go drive away, and Robin says it tore them apart and has a little crying, sad face. Boo-hoo.
My problem with this episode is that how it fails trying to be serious. I know it's a joke. I know the show is a comedy show, but you can at least try to be serious and show why the show is more of a kid show and actually try to be serious. Besides that, they become petty and they're more. It's more of a really petty. It's just generally kind of petty. I know people do like this show. I definitely understand that, but this episode was really petty and it's a really bad episode, I would say. There are good episodes, but this is probably one of the worst ones. That's why I'm reviewing kind of the 3 worst episodes in the critics' opinion. This episode kind of fails trying to be serious and trying to address the critics. They really don't. The more thing they do is that they try to be serious, which they really don't. They joke around and maybe like, oh, we're being serious now, right, guys? Yeah, we're totally being serious. No, you guys really aren't trying to be serious. You guys are just kind of being jokey. Yeah, I understand this is a comedy show, but at least understand where we're coming from. Like, understand what they're coming from. Like, they want you to be serious. And more of listening and taking that in. And yes, we're going to try to be serious for this one episode. They fail with it. And more take it as a joke. Now, this isn't the last episode they address critics. They address critics way more in other episodes. But this episode fails with trying to address critics. This is the first time they address critics. Not really calling them out. But they're trying to be serious and knowing that the critics want the show to be more serious. They deeply fail with trying to be serious in this show. And it's sad. It really is. Now then, let's get to the most controversial episode, Return to Slade. Which, you heard, Slade Deathstroke. You guys know that he's my favorite super villain in the Batman series. Which, yes, he is a Batman villain, everyone. He also is. And he's my favorite. Number 1. In my top 10 Batman list, you already know he's my favorite. So yes, I'm pumped for it. Let's see if Slade is in this. I'm so excited to see Slade Teen Titans. Maybe they'll actually be serious. Maybe they'll actually listen to the critics and actually be serious. Maybe they'll actually try to make this cool. Maybe still be a comedy show, but also mix action together. Still being funny, but also defeating Slade. That sounds actually not that bad. So then, let's see. Let's check this out, guys.
So in the episode Return of Slade, yes, this is the most controversial Teen Titans goes. And the episode starts off with Pony Butt. Exactly what we needed. And we all know bronies are kind of weird. I'm joking. Bronies, I mean, you like what you like. Well, I don't care. So then, Robin punches in the TV and tells them that they're going to fight their greatest enemy, Slade, or Deathstroke. And I'm pumped to see them fight Deathstroke. Yes, I have no problem if they're silly, but I want to see Deathstroke in this rotation be cool, mysterious, just like the original. But the Teen Titans, or the Go Teen Titans, whatever you call them, the Go versions, have to fight Slade, and they can still use their cartoony antics to fight Slade back. That doesn't seem that bad. They can use their cartoony wacko antics to fight the evil, mysterious Slade. That seems pretty cool. It seems kind of weird they keep mentioning that they're gonna fight Slade until this scene shows up. Yep. They literally name this episode just to make you watch it. This is so clickbaity. And this is why so many people hate this episode. This is why I dislike this episode. This is my most hated episode to me. This is why I hate this. You brought us in and decided to lie straight to our face just so we could hear you. We're not gonna listen to you if you're gonna lie and clickbait to us. No one wants to listen to you. And then they wonder why some people don't like this show. Yes, people do like this show. I do understand that, but you wonder why some people don't like this show. You definitely wonder why. This is just such a big hit in the face. Like, come on. Yes, I understand Slade could have been so, but you're trying to address critics, and this is how you do it. This is so just rude and so I just don't like this. I just hated this. I hated when I first saw this, and I thought it was just so clickbait. I understand why some people hate this episode. I understand why people do not like Teen Titans Go. It could be because the show was already that bad, but this is kind of what tore that tore everyone apart was this episode that made everyone just hate it. This is what made everyone in the internet hate it. This is so clickbaity. There's more clickbait than one kid does the boss bait videos. Dorian, I forgot what his name is, but this is just so clickbaity. And I thought YouTubers were known for doing this, but even TV does this now. Wow. And then you wonder why some people don't like the show. This is just... I know I sound like a broken record, and I keep saying I sound like a broken record, but this is just stupid. This is just stupidity. No, this is stupid. So then the Titans come back, beat up, and say that Slade is defeated. Yes. You bring us in and Slade is already defeated, so... You bring us in for no exact reason, just to address us. Just to address the critics. Yeah, it was pretty stupid. And then they decide they're gonna have a party. Which, okay, they're gonna have a party, interesting. They mentioned that they had a lot of action, cool scenes, a lot light-hearted moments. Kind of like the original Teen Titans, huh? I like you got to keep referencing it. It's kind of ironic. You guys keep referencing that about the original Teen Titans. I'm just kind of... You guys know the show was better than you. You definitely know that. You definitely know that show was better, and you keep saying it. Like, I'm just saying. But and Robin even mentioned that he gets the kiss from Starfire. Oh, well, I guess. Well, they never dated. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have dated in the original Teen Titans. They really haven't dated, but they've kissed and they've done. Well, they have dated Turbo in Tokyo, but yeah, you know. So then they mentioned that no one's gonna see it, and Cyborg said that it was too awesome. So we're never gonna see it. Never. Nope. This whole entire time we got tricked in. Yep, just like a fish. Yep, it wasn't real bait. They just baited us. Yep. Can't believe it. Thank you, Teen Titans. Thank you. Realizing that the TV programming is just like YouTube, clickbaiting. Well, I'm not saying everything like TV programming is, but this is just really scummy in general. This is just super scummy. So then, Robin asks, well, they want to get magician rock star in this, so they say a clown. Raven asks why a clown. They show him a picture of the clown. For some reason, Starfire is scared of it, which they don't mention up why. I don't know why. This gets resolved at the end, but for the rest of the episode, she really doesn't show up, and she just kind of runs away. Remember, Starfire really isn't that big of doesn't have really a personality. More of just being scared of stuff and saying random weird stuff at some times, like a Glorp, or which she's known for saying in the original show, since I kind of understand that one, though. So then, she tells him why the clown. She's a clowns are for kids, which this is kind of addressing the critics and saying that cartoons are for kids. Look, I understand that this cartoon is mostly for kids, but originally, cartoons were for adults. Looney Tunes, Disney, Mickey Mouse, stuff like that were all originally for adults. They had slapstick humor, but a lot of the stuff was more for adults' sake. The slapstick was more for the kids, but cartoons were originally for adults. A lot of it was more for adults. You need to realize that cartoons back then were meant for adults, and we're trying to bring back those certain cartoons that were meant for adults. A lot of people do look down at cartoons, saying that they're for kids stuff, but really no. You can do a lot more than you can do with live action shows and other stuff. Cartoons, you can do a lot more. And cartoons were originally made for adults, but they're now more known as a kid program, which I kind of understand that. So then they get the clown, and they remember that the clown is not that great. And also Starfire gets scared of it again, which this is all she does for the rest of the episode, so it's not that big of a deal. I can understand there's 5 characters, and I understand the showrunner's kind of lazy, and so she's just kind of sitting around getting scared of it, which they address this at the end. She doesn't really do anything else besides this last part of the episode, so bye-bye Starfire until the end of the episode. Until the end of the episode. I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself just to get myself clear. So then they realize that the clown sucks, and they tell him that we had clowns back in our time way much better. Teen Titans, the original, was not this serious of show, but it had its serious moments. The reason why people do hate this show is that Teen Titans was a great show. It's far up. Teen Titans Go is down. It's kind of a downgrade. People still do like it, but it's generally a downgraded show from the original. That's like doing something good like the Death Note TV show, the anime, the original anime, and then having the Death Note movie, which we all know how it turned out. It wasn't that bad, but it had its problems, and it's a really big downgrade. I won't talk about Death Note anymore. I just want to mention that, since that's pretty big on the internet right now. But yes, and Raymond mentioned that yes, clowns are for kids. I can kind of understand clowns are for kids, but cartoons are all not for kids. You can be serious with a cartoon. You can have a cartoon that handles serious plots and serious moments and still be a kid's cartoon. You can handle serious stuff. Just because you're a kid's cartoon doesn't you don't have to limit yourself. Yes, there's certain stuff you can't show, probably like a main character getting killed off or gore, nudity, stuff like that. You probably can't show some certain stuff like that, but that's probably what most TV shows you can't show certain stuff like that. But yes, cartoons are. Most cartoons are now currently for kids. There are a lot of adult cartoons like Family Guy and The Simpsons are more of adult cartoons. Simpsons more of just a family cartoon now. If you really think about it, it has adult stuff too and more kid stuff. But yes, there are a lot of adult cartoons currently that are really big, like Family Guy and The Simpsons. They haven't mentioned that. Not cartoons can be for kids, and a lot of people think that they are for kids besides Family Guy and stuff. But you can do a lot with a kid's cartoon. You can have serious moments. You don't have to, just because you're made for kids doesn't mean you have to act like a kiddyish, or you have to downgrade yourself. I'm just saying, like, you really could improve. And so then, Cyborg says that they had Death and Meaning, and Beats Boy mentioned that the kids are missing out. Now, I would like to say that I was kind of born in the early 2000s with the big anime boom in Toonami and Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, and I did grow up watching Adventure Time too. I loved Adventure Time, and I thought it was a great show. I loved Adventure Time regular show. Those really were kind of I was like around 11, 12 when Adventure Time and regular show came out. Was the perfect demographic for that show, and I did grow up around Dexter's Laboratory. SpongeBob SquarePants is still one of my favorite shows. The old episodes are so good, and I cannot. Batman the Animated Series, I grew up watching. Batman Beyond, I grew up watching a lot of early 2000s. Batman the Animated Series, more of a 90s show, but The New Adventures was more of an early 2000s, but still. Kids really aren't missing out, I would say, currently these days. They got Steven Universe, they have some really great shows currently that a lot of people really would not like to talk about, but Steven Universe is a great show. I know there's just one, but there's still a lot of great shows, just not from that show, but there's still really good shows like Gravity Falls. I can name a couple more, but there's still like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which is a really good show, and I love that too. There are still some really good shows. I wouldn't say kids are missing out, but they have more now. They have YouTube. There's some really good animated YouTube shows, which I'll probably make a top 10 about it. And there's some really, really good shows. Like, just current times. I wouldn't say kids are missing out. But a lot of people say that because, there's 90s people, which I hate. I'm more of an early 2000s guy. I grew up watching some 90s shows, like Rocko's Modern Life. I've watched it a couple times. Ren and Stimpy I've watched too, and Rugrats. But yes, also technically SpongeBob was technically a 90s show, but it was more of the 2000s where it kind of boomed with the SpongeBob show, but it was more of a 90s show. And then they mentioned that they're going to make him cooler, like how he used to be. Man, I guess this is kind of addressing how the critics want the show to be more serious. Yes, some critics are kind of overdoing it, saying the show needs to be like the exact same show. This show could work, maybe with having these characters maybe being kind of the same Titans, maybe being still more goofy and stuff, but maybe fighting criminals with their silly antics. Maybe like, I don't know, they do away, like, maybe they spray a whoopee cushion in someone's face or one of the criminals' faces, which they could use their silly antics to take down the villains and still be a comedy-like show. Sort of like Star Wars vs. Evil, it sort of has like those sort of comedy action fights, you know what I mean? Because she has like that weird scepter that makes like weird magic stuff come out. I'm saying something sort of like that, which it could be interesting. And Star Wars vs. Evil has now become more of a serious show now. I haven't really watched it, I need to, but it's still a comedy show, as we know. So then, Robin tells them that their mind is clouded by nostalgia. I can kind of believe this with some critics that their mind is clouded with nostalgia. I just rewatched some episodes of Teen Titans. I rewatched the Trigon arc, which is when Trigon takes over the world and turns characters to stone, and Slade comes back as a skeleton, and it gets really dark. Some people's minds are clouded by nostalgia, but the show was such a great show, and it handled a lot of really serious stuff. The Trigon arc is my favorite arc of that show, and kind of the Slade arc too. Slade is a really cool villain in that show, but the Trigon arc was a really, really serious. So I would say that some people's minds are clouded by nostalgia, but I really wouldn't say mine's is. Mine's could be still clouded by nostalgia because I've just watched a couple episodes that some of them aren't that great. I do understand that some episodes aren't that great, but still, I wouldn't say everyone's mind clouded by nostalgia. So then, they decide that they're going to make them cooler by experimenting on them, which they have an experimenting montage, and they make this crazy chemical, and they dip them in it. No Joker reference. I can't kind of understand, but I'm pretty sure they don't know nothing about Joker's origin too, which they don't know. They haven't watched the original show, which is kind of stupid, and I definitely do not disagree with that. But yes, they do not know a lot about Teen Titans, I would say. So yes. So then, Cyborg and Beast Boy make the new clown, and he's edgy, cool, and pretty evil. And Starfire, as you know, gets scared and flies off. He violently beats up Robin. This is kind of my other problem with the show. They're not caring for their other teammates or partners. Yes, I understand this show is a parody, but this show loves to watch just Beast Boy or Robin just to get beat up, and the rest of the teammates either think it's funny or they just watch and laugh and don't save him at all. It's kind of dark. It's not like as dark, and it's not like, really messed up, but it's just like, geez, like these guys are not really the Cyborg Starfire or Raven I used to know. There's kind of more of a darker and tainted version of them. Yes, I use the word tainted. I'm surprised I didn't pronounce it wrong and say taintard. I just say stuff weird. I apologize, that wasn't funny. So then he just gets beat up. He gets beat up. I just said beats up. Yeah, I apologize if I was stuttering and messing up stuff. I do apologize. But he gets beat up, and Raven tells him that this isn't right, and this isn't child entertainment. This isn't child friendly anymore. Which, yes, that content child friendly, and the original Teen Titans had a certain degree of not being that child friendly. It was more of a teen show. The word teen isn't it. Yes, I do understand that like younger kids watch it, because I watch it as a younger age. Yes, but it understood that just because you're a kid, you can still handle serious stuff. Now, I'm not saying like abuse, rape, just dark stuff like that. That's really dark, which they don't talk about that in kids shows. Which pretty sure Kevin Flynn probably talked about abuse or drug abuse in one episode, like when that kid died. Let's not talk about that. But the show could handle serious issues and still be a kids show. Just because you're a kids show doesn't mean you can't handle serious issues. This show limited itself just being a kid show. Just by you knowing it's a kid show doesn't mean you have to limit yourself. We're not handling serious subjects. This is kind of my problem with this show. That's my biggest problem with this show. I'm just sorry to tell you. So then, Raven tells them that this is messed up and we need to fix it. And they apologize, said this isn't the clown we remembered, and we were caught by nostalgia. So then, this clown escapes, and the next day, Raven counts her knock off My Little Pony, acting all edgy and dark and cool. Or something, not cool, it's not really that cool, but... So they decide to... So the clown breaks out, and I just realized that Cyborg gave him that weird little gun thing to change stuff all dark and edgy. So, Cyborg and Beast Boy are kind of the cause of this problem, and Raven's kind of the ex machina of this episode. She wasn't really the ex machina of let's get serious. She's more of telling him that, come on, let's be more foolish and silly and stuff. That's for let's get serious. I already talked about that. So then, they come in a clown car and dress up as clowns. They do some slapstick humor, and the clown's about to kill him until a weird noodle arm punches him, and it's Starfire, and says, "I'll never forgive the clown." And yes, for the whole entire episode, she's done nothing but be scared of the clown, and she finally braves up to it. or mans up to that clown and punches it. This is never brung up again. They never mention how she conquered her fear. It's that she just came out of nowhere. Maybe the reason Raven honked her noise to call her or something. I don't know. They never explained. So that's what happened. Starfire comes out of nowhere and just beats up the clown, or just one punches him. This episode was pretty bad, especially the beginning was really got everyone's flame fueled about this episode. But yeah, the return of Slade, the episode that can't get a break because how it drawed everyone in, and it was kind of just a big middle finger to everyone. I'm just saying, it was a pretty big middle finger. The Return of Slade is I hate the episode too. It's not that good to me, and I generally dislike it. It wasn't that great. I'm just saying. But this isn't the way how you address critics. Maybe not naming the episode Return of Slade and then just making it instantly clickbait. Maybe saying Teen Titans versus the critics. I mean, it's better. Yeah, people are probably still gonna hate it, but I probably wouldn't hate it. Okay, I can give you this. Okay, it's called Teen Titans versus critics. It's standing out. It doesn't lie to you straight to your face, and it's the episode just talking about it. Okay. The episode probably may still suck, but cut out the Slade part, people probably would have hated it less. My eyebrows look horrible. But yes, that's the Return of Slade. Now then, let's get to the next episode. So the episode starts off with the Titans having movie night, nothing usual, until a stock footage control freak tells them that he has something to show them. And he shows them Teen Titans Go, the intro, and shows them the fourth wall. He tells them that they're all in a program, they're all on TV. Whoa, Inception, wow. Are they going to be good with this concept? No, they're going to fail with it. They're not going to listen to what we're actually saying, and they're going to take their own interpretation of what we're saying and fail with it miserably. Because they haven't been good with addressing critics. They failed with this one too. So then they show them the fourth wall, and yes, they're staring at the TV, which I'm looking at it through a phone. So yes, they're staring through a phone in a dark room. They probably can't see anything. That's quite sad. So then, he tells them that this isn't the first time he rebooted them. There's a better series. And Control Freak gets all mad and tells them that if they don't improve, well, he doesn't tell them yet, but he tells them that that's not the first time they reboot them, and shows them that the original Teen Titans. So that means, are we gonna watch it with them? Oh no, we're not. I mean, that kind of makes sense. We're not gonna watch it with them, but he shows them all of it. They're all excited. And after that, they're mad, and Beast Boy gets in his underwear and starts twerking in front of the TV. Literally. And they try to make a highbrow humor, because you know why? Control Freak told them if they don't improve their humor, and I'd be idiots like what Beast Boy was just doing, and he's going to reboot them. So they're now going to do highbrow humor. And they do this. They act posture and British. I'm going to say this. Having big words and having an accent is not being smart or highbrow humor. Highbrow humor is making a joke, a good joke that people can understand, not just throwing anything at the wall and see what will hit. There are TV shows like that who have a whole bunch of jokes, and maybe a couple of them will hit the wall, like Current Family Guy. There's still maybe like one or two good jokes in the Current Family Guy, because they throw a whole bunch of jokes at the wall and see what will hit. So yeah. And then Robin tells him how to act, and he says something mean about Cyborg, and it's kind of rude, but it's kind of funny. That joke was kind of funny, kind of. You can kind of get it. That joke right there was kind of funny. So then, Robin shows them real acting, which is having a deep voice, crying, and saying stuff very dramatically, which really isn't acting. Kind of a silly version of it, but that really what acting really isn't. So then, he tells them that they need to fix their animation, tell the animators that they need to get to work and fix the animation, which is actually kind of funny joke. It's kind of funny. So then, the animators, this is kind of a little funny to see where the animators, they go into a little flash, which they got 24 frames per second. It looks like they're using Windows. It looks like they're using Windows or some knockoff version of it with a little T on it. Tindos. Not funny. That's really not funny. Okay, let's get to the next part. So then, they have a new art style. This art style kind of reminds me of Charlie Brown, kind of kind of like a storybook style. It doesn't really fit Teen Titans, but it's interesting. I would say that I would kind of give them it's quite interesting, but they're not really listening to the critics are saying. I understand that they can't really improve their art style since it'd be kind of weird to change the art style a lot, especially through a series. Now, you can change like a little bit, like maybe some more Gumball change it, sort of Johnny Test did. They kind of changed the art style a little bit, but changing it all the way, that's kind of weird for it to show that to do. Maybe it's like another reboot or something, but no. So then, they have a new art style, and it's interesting. It doesn't really fit Teen Titans, and they did the exact same thing they did with being fancy, using big words and having accents. Having an accent and using big words does not make it highbrow humor. You guys are just saying, ooh, like, it's just, okay, like saying, I walked my dog, having, like, a British accent. Let me try if I can do one. I have walked my, that's a very, 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 very bad British accent. But having accent and using big words does not make it smart humor. Having a plant joke and knowing when to use it can be smart humor. The joke can flop, and I understand that certain shows, yes, maybe one or two jokes will fall flat. I do understand that. But with this show, yes, this is a kid show. People need to realize that this show is a kid show. But just having fart humor, come on now. SpongeBob, before it became how it was, which I've heard it's come back to being okay, but it had some really funny moments. It didn't use fart humor, but it had funny and wacky scenarios. I'm just saying, I know I'm comparing the show to a lot, which is kind of stupid to do, which, yes, I do understand that. And Starfire has a mustache and doing a British accent and saying words really big while moving their hands like how I'm reviewing movies, I move my hands a lot just to make it look like I'm doing something. I expose myself. But that's what I don't know, I already talked about self-aware humor, that so many people can use it now. This show has been self-aware about so much, like in the beginning, Control Freak mentions how he made the Titans and how he reboots them once, and he mentioned the problems with the show. You're mentioning the problems with the show and not fixing them doesn't do anything. You know that the show has problems and you're not fixing it. You know it's broken and they're doing nothing with it. It's kind of stupid and it's kind of ironic. I'm just saying. So then, Control Freak says that they already rebooted themselves and you guys are idiots and I tricked you. And he says that, no thanks. And he was going to reboot them maybe, I guess already again. But they do a farting contest or a fart musical. What? Now, I'm not really saying this show doesn't have a lot of fart humor. This show has more of just... This show has a lot of talking humor, I would like to say. Because this show has a lot of talking, or someone getting beat up, or someone falling out a window. That's a lot of the humor of the show. It's more someone getting beat up of this show. That's more of the humor of the show. Or maybe being awkward. That's like Starfire. But there's not really a lot of fart humor in this show, to be honest. There's a couple, but this show really doesn't rely on it like a couple other shows do. But, so yeah, they fart their way to being back the original Teen Titans. And Trophy says that he's going to reboot them. And they begin to break the TV until suddenly, boom, they broke it. So I guess then goes over? Oh, no. They'll come back next. Well, of course they are. But, yeah. I mean, they broke the TV. At least they broke my TV. Got him. So, yeah, the fourth wall. To be honest, it was the second worst episode. The first episode that was the worst was The Turn of Slade. Let's Get Serious was the third worst episode, in my opinion, because Let's Get Serious was, to be honest, not that bad. It was just kind of bland. It wasn't that bad, but the fourth wall had a lot of problems with it, especially with addressing its critics and knowing that it has problems without fixing or willing to change it. No, it just stays how it wants to. I do understand that this show does have flaws, and people need to shut up about it. I understand that the show I understand this whole entire review I have been talking about the show and the bad problems about it, but still, I'm not the biggest hater of this show. I'm far from it. I think the show, people like the show, and I don't have no problem with it staying on Cartoon Network. You try to cancel it, no, I think that's kind of a stupid idea to do. The show makes
tons and tons of money, tons of it. And getting rid of it would be a very dumb idea. So just leave the show on. Maybe fix the scheduling, which yes, I'm about to get to the scheduling. So then, fourth wall. I'm about to break the fourth wall now. The scheduling. Oh, the scheduling. Now, Teen Titans Go has been hated for a while, but people have now been starting to realize that this show has been played a lot, which I've kind of been knew that this show has been played a lot, but yes, the scheduling has been horrid. Horrid. Yes, Gumball has been played a lot too, which people don't really need to understand. That Gumball, a show like Gumball has been played a lot too, which people don't realize that Gumball has been played a lot. Same with Teen Titans Go, but Gumball is a good show, and yes, that show does get played a lot too. So people need to realize that Teen Titans Go isn't the only show that gets played a lot. Gumball is still a very popular show, just like Teen Titans Go. And no, I did not break my phone. Just to let you know. But yes, the scheduling is crazy, horrible, and I understand it. The way we can fix it is maybe trying to change, maybe having a certain, maybe like late night, maybe 3 episodes of Teen Titans Go. Because remember, we got on demand, but to be honest, a lot of people don't really, most people who hate about Teen Titans Go really don't watch it, so I don't really think that's I don't know why you guys really care about it that much. I understand people do care about it, because some people do still watch Cartoon Network, but people who hate on Cartoon Network or Teen Titans Go don't really care about, Cartoon Network anymore. Just, most of the time they pirate the shows or watch it on demand or online, so I don't really know why you see this as a big deal. The kids are enjoying it, they have no problem with it, so I don't really find this really that big of a deal. The kids enjoy it, so I don't really find this like that big of a deal. I'm just saying. But yeah, so I understand scheduling has been a mess. They could try to improve it by maybe having 3 episodes a day for Teen Titans Go, or maybe having less, showing more shows. Because OKKO, I've heard, has been dying since it first came out. I heard it's been doing okay. The first time it got a lot of viewership, but now it's like in the thousands, and it's like slowly dying. Well, Teen Titans Go is making a lot. People want to cancel the show, but people need to realize that this show makes a lot of money. That would be the dumbest idea Cartoon Network would make. The show is bad, but it makes tons of money. You think of a fan, but think as of an executive producer. The only thing you care about was money. Not all of them don't just care about money, but you want to make money. And this is the easy way they can make money. They're using Flash. This is a pretty easy way to make money. It's really easy. I understand the scheduling is horrible and it's horrid. I hope the Cartoon Network can find a way to fix it, because I don't have my best ideas to fix it. Maybe I'll talk about another video. Maybe having certain schedules, maybe like show Teen Titans Go, maybe sometimes in the morning too. I have no problem with that. Maybe after Adult Swim, which that'd probably make kids stay up, which that's what I would do. But maybe have it like a certain time where you can watch just Teen Titans Go episode after school, like at 3 o'clock or 3:30 when most kids get off of school. Which I got for like 3:30 when I did, but I got for around 3:30. But maybe have like a certain time for certain episodes, then play just other shows too. Like maybe 3 episodes of Maze World Gumball, 3 episodes of this show, 3 episodes of that show, and just going on demand. I'm surprised a lot of kids don't know what on demand is. I'm just saying, you could watch how much shows you want, or just use Netflix. And streaming, everyone's been doing streaming, so yeah, this is not really that big of a deal. You can watch probably this on Hulu Plus, Maze World Gumball, any other show you want from Cartoon Network. I'm pretty sure Teen Titans goes on Hulu Plus too. So if you want to watch all the episodes, go ahead, binge watch it, because that show has tons and tons of episodes, which that's another problem with the show. This show has tons and tons of episodes that always just kind of blend together. Alpha J made an episode talking about how 3 episodes are kind of the exact same plot, but with different characters, kind of acting the exact same. But the plot ends up the exact same, and it's the exact same plot, and it's not that interesting. Yes, this show has lots of episodes. They throw up episodes a lot. They've never been on hiatus, I think. Correct me if they have been on hiatus, maybe once or twice, but they have not been on hiatus. They've done like so many special episodes, so many like weekend long adventures, which has been crazy.
like you can tell right there, I got Teen Titans Go on an adventure, which yeah, that's pretty interesting. They've done a lot of stuff, a lot of it, and they've beaten out My Little Pony, which My Little Pony came out before them. Yes, I stole it from another reviewer. He mentioned that Teen Titans Go made more episodes and came out after My Little Pony. Which My Little Pony is still a Flash animated show. It has some nice animation, but Teen Titans Go has lots and lots of episodes right now. I think it's close to 400 now. I think they've beaten 400. Please correct me if they're close to 500 or more. Please correct me. I don't know if they're at 400 right now. I'm pretty sure. I'm kind of sure that they're at 400 right now, but I'm not 100% sure. But yes, the scheduling is hard. We all know it, but remember, we have streaming. I understand people do find this kind of a deal but remember, the kids really don't care, and kids really don't. They have Hulu, Netflix. I'm not saying everyone does, but you got a phone, you got tablets. We're not saying everyone does, but remember that there's more things than just watching Cartoon Network. We got Nickelodeon, which Nickelodeon just still plays Spoon, but they have maybe like Loud House. But after the Carl Greenblatt incident with Harvey Binks, I really don't like Nickelodeon after that, because I was just such a crappy thing to do to that guy. Which look up the Carl Greenblatt and Harvey Binks, not the Loud House, but Harvey Binks. I mean, I think I said Loud House previously. I apologize. But yeah. So then, Teen Titans Go. Yes, I talked about it. I hope you guys enjoy this as part 1 of my review. I'm reviewing this another time, twice. Yes, I know that is long, and I do apologize for this being long, tedious, and just taking me a while to review. So I do apologize, and thank you guys for staying with me. 207 subscribers, thank you. I cannot appreciate it enough. So just thank you guys. Have a good day. Hope you ate something or had a long binge watch with this. Maybe you watched it on TV and had friends come over. And if your friends are here, hi, I see you, Malcolm. I don't know whose name is Malcolm, but whoever's name is Malcolm, I just scared them. So if you have a friend named Malcolm, remember to scare him with this video. Make him come over to your house, and I don't know no one named Malcolm, so yeah. But thank you guys for enjoying this. This took me a really long time. I'm sorry that some of the parts seem kind of rushed. I do apologize. I tried to fix some of that part. I know I say but yeah, that's just me trying to continue on the sentence. I do that a lot, and I try not to stutter in some parts because I do pronounce stuff wrong. I do get it wrong. I get stuff wrong. We are all human. I get stuff wrong. Please correct me in the comments. I have no problem. If you don't like this review, put a dislike and tell me why you didn't like it. Maybe we can just discuss it. I have no problem with that. Teen Titans Go has been talked about a lot. I want to throw my opinion in the bucket, and this review probably wasn't the best, and one of the best, and probably not the best Teen Titans Go review, but just thank you for staying with me. Thank you for enjoying this, and I just can't appreciate how much you've done for me, guys. This has done a lot, and I can't thank you guys enough. And I hope this video, please share this video, because I've worked really hard. And please, I would love it if you guys could share, like, comment, subscribe. Please just share it with all your friends. This took me a headache to record and get done with, but yeah, just thank you guys. I can't thank you guys enough for how much you've done for me. And I keep sounding like a broken record. I keep repeating myself, but just it's so hard just to thank you guys out. I don't know what I can do. But this is mostly my big subscriber review. But thank you. I love every single one of you and what you've done for me, and just thank you. So then, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. This was such a long time. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It's really long. I do apologize for being super long, but I wanted it to be long on purpose. I do apologize if I went on a tangent, which I'm known for going on. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video, which probably gonna come out maybe at best maybe a month. If I'm excited enough, maybe a week. Who knows? Bye.